What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Sistas. This is season 10, episode 5. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Y'all, I'm really trying to stick with Sistas, but for me, it's dragging, okay? I don't know how y'all are liking it, but it's really dragging for me. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about the show. So I'm going to break this down sister by sister because we start this episode off with Danny, y'all. Lucretia is asking her if she was assaulted. Danny is completely shutting down. She's not saying what happened. Lucretia is trying to get her to be honest with herself, but Danny is holding so much guilt because she supposedly cheated on Tony, and now it's already tormenting her. It has her thinking that, this is what she deserved because she cheated on her man. And it's like, girl, no, you didn't deserve none of this. That man was absolutely crazy. Okay? Danny does not admit that she has been assaulted. The next time that we see Danny, Lucretia has tucked her in. She done gave her some type of prescription pill, and Danny is knocked out. Okay? Tony comes back and he wants to know what happened. He's like trying to get information out of Lucretia, and she's like, well, no, I can't tell you anything. And Danny, she would have to tell you on her own. And I'm just like, that is kind of like the one thing that I'm just like, there are certain things in therapy where I just be like, I think you may be able to tell somebody, okay, in that person's family, but that's a whole nother story. Y'all, I was distracted by Tony having some bags in his hand because I said, sir, where'd you go? Those were not like restaurant bags. Like, it wasn't like he brought food. Why those look like he went shopping? Like he went to the mall and bought some clothes or something. I said, why them bags look like that? Y'all, I was distracted. Okay. The next time that we saw them, Tony is calling Rich. He got to call his boy because at one point they were going to meet up, but he trying to see what's going on with Danny. And of course, Rich is confused because he like, didn't you say you was off her? Didn't you say that you was not checking for her right now? But Tony trying to be a good guy. Do I think he's a good guy? No. But he has some better qualities than some other men. He's going to stick around and see what's going on with Danny because she's not opening up to him. And I'm like, sir, why do you think she needs to open up to you when you stole her money? Nigga, you stole her money. You did not borrow it. Stop saying that. Okay? So, here's the thing. Danny wakes up. Tony is still there. And she's still telling him that he needs to leave because she don't want to talk to him. And, he keeps asking her what happened to her. Baby, she went back into that bathroom and locked herself up in there. I'm like, okay. And y'all, I promise I'm not trying to be an asshole. But, y'all gonna stop having this girl lock herself up in this bathroom, okay? I'm gonna need her to get more scenes that are outside of just being in this damn apartment. Nonetheless, Tony finally gets the right idea. Oh, let me go ahead and reach out to Zach so that way he can go ahead and pass the information along to Fatima about Danny and what she got going on, right? So he calls Zach or whatever, and he's like, well, with everything happening with me and Danny, like, I know we got our issues, but, she ain't talking. She locked up in the bathroom, whatever. I need the girls. I need the ladies' help, okay? And y'all, for me, I feel like this would have been a great opportunity for Zach to step in instead of Fatima and Andy. Follow me here. We know that Danny and Zach had a very close relationship, right? But since they had no longer worked at the airport anymore, we never really got to see them in that same type of environment and have like that same chemistry and, actually be friends. We've seen the writers so busy trying to make her and Fatima besties when it's like we had a friendship between Danny and Zach and y'all completely are ignoring it, right? But of course, Zach is not the person that shows up, okay? Who do we actually see? The ladies, okay? Danny, she's finally coming out the bathroom. What's his name? Tony, he finally leaves because the other ladies show up. We got Fatima and Andy here. And Andy is like, what is going on with you? The ladies want to know who hurt her because they can see the marks on her. And, of course, she don't want to say nothing. Andy is asking her, like, what happened? So we have to rewatch this entire flashback. And y'all, that pissed me off. Let me tell you why. It pissed me off because he gave us no new information. Usually, if a show runs a playback of a flashback, if they run a flashback over again, usually they add elements into that flashback of like things that we did not see. They literally ran back the entire thing that we already saw. And I'm just like, baby, we already saw this. There's no new information. And it's not like they were using it as a way for her to be, telling the ladies what happened. No, she just sitting there. No new elements to the story. I said, okay, fine. All right, Tyler. And here's the thing. Yes, Danny initiated sex with that man one time. That was only in the club. When they went back to the bathroom in the club, that was the only time she initiated anything with that man. When he took her back to her place, no, I don't think that she initiated anything. Absolutely not. I think he raped her. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I definitely think that he did, and then he decided to come back. Because I'm just like, it's just crazy though. I wonder if they're going to have Fatima carry some type of burden of this, because at the end of the day, it was like, oh yeah, Fatima let him take her home. Remember that? I wonder if she's going to feel some type of way, but we shall see. Here's the thing. The ladies keep asking, who did this? And y'all, nobody suggested Officer Green. And I'm like, why are we acting like 3 days ago y'all wasn't just in the club? Hell, probably only 2 days ago. Or a day. Y'all were just in the club with that man. Nobody thought that it could have been him. Also, Andy, you the same person who told her that same night, he's not a good guy. Like, what is going on? But nonetheless, Andy, she wants to call the police. Okay? Now, speaking of Andy, y'all, let me go ahead and run down her little storyline or whatever. Her sister looked like she's trying to be an influencer. She's on live acting like Andy's penthouse is her penthouse. And Andy's like, get that off of your page, because I don't need people all up in my business. You need to take this video down now, okay? And I don't blame Andy, okay? Because, girl, you just got here. You're visiting. Stop acting like all of this is yours. So, Andy is like, okay, so what are you planning on doing while you're here? And Cheyenne's like, oh, I was a stylist back home. And I'm just like, wait, that's the route we want to go? I don't understand why she needs to be a stylist when really she needs to be a cook. Like, girl, since you on TikTok and you making all these videos, may not be TikTok, but y'all know what I mean. She making videos. It's like, girl, you should have been making some cooking videos. Considering you are the one who's always cooking, and their mother is like, yeah, Cheyenne, make sure you cook something because Andy don't cook. Child, nonetheless, Andy mama. Y'all, we got this whole scene with Andy mama going on a date with Zach Uncle Daddy, okay? What's crazy to me is on this date, they mostly talked about Andy and what she got going on and what she's going through. And what's crazy is that this lady finally tells him, like, oh, I'm about to go back home or whatever. And when she tells him about the cancer, that man said he would fly back to Florida to be with her while she go through chemo. Y'all, what's wrong with Zach Uncle Daddy? What is wrong with Uncle Daddy? Because something's not clicking upstairs. Something's not right. Because I think it's very interesting that you just met this lady and you are willing to fly all the way to Florida to go be with her while she go through chemo. Are you trying to scam her in any way, shape, or form? What are you trying to do? Also, sir, you haven't even told your son that he's your son. But you over here trying to chase some woman down. That's probably why you wasn't around to be Zach Daddy. Because you was too busy trying to chase tail. You were too busy trying to chase some woman down. Y'all, come get Uncle Daddy. Come get Uncle Daddy, please, because I can't with him. Now, of course, Andy mama is like, no, my sister gonna take care of me. She got it. I said, yes. Leave Zach's Uncle Daddy exactly where he is, okay? Now, Andy's mom, she goes back to the house or whatever, and Andy is questioning her mom about her whereabouts or whatever. And she's like, oh, I was with Uncle Daddy or whatever. And according to Andy mama, she just really wants to tell everybody bye before she leaves, right? So then, I guess she wants to tell old boy bye before she left. And the mom is like thanking Andy for taking Cheyenne in. And I'm just like, girl, you can thank her all you want. We still need to know what the hell is wrong with Cheyenne. And why is she here? Okay? Now, we do see Andy mama, she leaving or whatever, and she tells the ladies to, get along, and then she said she had cameras around the house. Y'all, that house, that penthouse, we don't need no more cameras there. We already went through this with Gary. We don't need no more cameras all up and through this house. What are we doing here? Okay? I'm confused. What are we doing? Nonetheless, y'all, let's slide on over to Fatima. Did Fatima have anything going on this episode, y'all? I kind of feel like she just floating around. Like, I know that we did see her studying, finally. We finally saw her studying because at some point, the girl got to become a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, we're waiting on it. We've been talking about it for how many seasons? 9 seasons before this. So, yeah. It's time for her to really, put her studies on. Get her Kim Kardashian on to try to be a lawyer. But let's actually pass the bar, okay? Zach is talking about his future endeavors and how, he really wants to invest in this gym. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo for that. Again, y'all, I don't know if they don't know what to do with the Zach and Fatima storyline because they have Zatima and they don't want to put too much in Sistas. You know what I mean? We'll just see what happens with them, okay? As far as the smaller storylines that happen on this show, let me talk about Miss Mamas. Miss Red Lipstick, she goes back to Rich's juice bar, y'all. And again, we're talking about this dumbass business venture and how they can work together and all of this shit, but she refused to say what the fucking business is. And at this point, I'm over it. I don't have no interest in her. I have no interest in her character. She gonna have to do something to prove to me that she should even be a fucking sister. Because I'm like, yo, how is it that you got this girl coming to this juice bar, not once, but twice, baby, all in the same day, and she's clearly smitten by Rich, but you trying to do business with this man and we don't even know what your business is? Girl, go on somewhere. Please, go on somewhere. Now, y'all, let me tell you the highlight of this episode for me. It was Pam and Maurice. Pam and Maurice, they were the highlight. Oh my gosh, the fact that they brought back Jason Weaver, I said, oh, look at Jason. I'm telling y'all, I love to see Jason Weaver on my screen. I don't care what he in, I'm gonna watch it, okay? Nonetheless, he over here trying to be the contractor to help Pam. I said, Pam, you just got the goddamn salon. Y'all ain't even signed no paperwork yet. Why are you already trying to do stuff and change the salon? Also, it just got renovated. The salon just got renovated. What the fuck are you doing, Pam? Nonetheless, Pam is trying to add in something where she is not trying to look for the floor plans of the damn building, but she decides she's just gonna, beat on a wall. And what does she do? She ends up hitting the pipe. So she busted a pipe in the salon. I'm like, damn it. Pam, what is you doing, girl? Nonetheless, also, this made me think, wait a second. Wasn't Jason Weaver's storyline, was he the one who, was the contractor that didn't actually do the work and he, ran off for her money or something like that? Or am I tripping? They had to get a new contractor. Child, I'm confused. Y'all let me know in the comments. Besides that, y'all, Maurice, he comes into the salon, right? And he like, Pam, what is going on? What is going on, right? And she's like, it'll be fixed by tomorrow. It'll be fixed by tomorrow. And, she's trying to tell him, I want to surprise y'all. I want to have, the manicure station already, going so that way we can really get business popping up in here. I'm like, girl, you ain't even changed the name of the building yet. But you over trying to do all of this? Slow your roll. Slow down, Pam. It's all right. So, after that, the next time we saw Maurice, y'all, this was so sad. Maurice went to go see Sabrina, y'all. And he's talking to her. He trying to give her, life updates about what's going on. And in a moment, he just kind of was like, we've been here before, but it was just in the reverse. I was in the hospital and you came to pour into me. And then, he talks about how he needs her to wake up and he gets real emotional about it. And y'all, I got to be completely honest. when I look at the friendship dynamics of these sisters and how we want to put so much emphasis on, oh, they're sisters, they're for each other, they're besties, baby. No, they're not. I feel like, yes, there are some of them that are tight, but their side friends have been better sisters to them than they have been to each other, okay? Because Maurice was always down for Sabrina. Same thing with Danny, until she had to call her out for always trying to stick up for Andy. But I just kind of feel like Maurice is the only one who's really feeling it and hurting about Sabrina. And that's just probably because Tyler got 50,000 other things happening to every other character. But y'all, that was pretty much my review. We shall see what this season is going to bring. Y'all, they're going to have to bring it. Because I'm getting bored. I'm getting really bored. These new characters, I don't give a damn about them. I don't know. I just feel like they should have did a time jump. I'm sorry. They should have. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.